Hello, lovelies. All right. Yes, I have my hat on today. So I was out running around and erase my light in. I have a story for you. OMG, and lots to teach, okay? I have some things, so get a pen and paper. And some of the things I'm going to tell you, you're going to be like, what? I'm having my cocoa latte with ashwagandha in it. Now, it's soothing for the body when you do ashwagandha. So I want to share something. And I thought this was very interesting. My Ayurveda book. Love this book. Now, this is funny. I got this book like maybe about 3-4 months before I actually went to the spa and was doing Ayurvedic massages. So I thought it was really funny that I got this book prior before that. And I bought another book 2 years prior before that because I like Ayurveda, but had no idea at the time I was going to be doing that. So ashwagandha is very interesting. It affects the vata and kapha and pitta, ama, in excess of that. And ashwagandha, the meaning of that is smelling like a horse. I don't associate that with an herb. Anyway, so I was reading through it and I thought it was really interesting because it works as a tonic for rejuvenation. It's a nerve bind. It is an astringent. It's a sedative. It's anti-inflammatory, which is really good. Hello, darling. Come on in, darling. So it also works with skin problems, glandular swelling. I want you to know that. It works with fatigue. It works with breathing difficulties. Ta-da. And it works with lost muscle energy. It works with that. So the only caution that you have with ashwagandha, from what they're saying in here, is if you have severe congestion, high ama, lymphatic congestion, cold and flu, so you're not going to overdo it on this. But it's also, its English word is winter cherry. Now, I love the taste of this cocoa latte. It's really good. It has a nice smooth taste to it. Mix it with my almond milk. I'm not going to do, if I do too much of it, there's going to be an issue. It's going to be called no sleep. But you know what? I'm ahead of that because I'm a Capricorn and I have something for sleep. These are really good. Also chocolate. Just saying. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of bring that in about ashwagandha. And I can't get enough of learning. I'm always studying something, researching something. But it's a beautiful plant. And I think I'm going to do a whole separate video on different Ayurvedic plants because I just love plants. That's just the way it is. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I put a prayer out there before I get to the story of Mount Shasta. Oh my gosh. I put a need out there before I left and I said, gosh, I really need some bubble wrap. I really need some bubble wrap because I got to wrap up my crystal bowl and make sure it's all nice tucked away before I put it in a box so it doesn't break upon movement, And I'm like, got it. I really need some bubble wrap. And someone came by because they knew what I was talking about. Came by. You want to see what I got? Going down. no breath. Now that's what I call manifestation. I do feel the need of us popping some of them coming on soon this week. Hopefully they'll be for good protection for everything that I'm wrapping up instead of just popping them. Might need to be popping them as I'm driving down the road. Okay. Can we talk? Now, you know, when I lean in like this, we have to talk. And this is one of those aha moments. Okay. Now I'm coming from my nursing point of view, me point of view, and awareness, and paying attention to details. Okay? So, you know how we're wearing a mask? And I had this aha moment ever since I came down from the mountain yesterday. I've been just on it, and it's kind of freaky, but it's good. It's a good thing. But let me tell you something. Okay. Yes. We have to wear a mask going into the grocery store when we're around in large groups. Okay, get that. No problem. But as a medical person who worked in the field, who knows what it means to go into respiratory distress, as someone who suffers with asthma myself, I know what it feels like not to be able to breathe. I know what it feels like when my breath, and I can't get the breath in. It is nothing. I've only had 2 really solid incidents where I had an allergic reaction to something that made me stop breathing because it was closing up my throat. Then I had an allergic reaction when it wasn't an allergic reaction. Sorry, it wasn't. I was under so much stress from a job that I was working. And this was like years and years and years ago. And I was at the UC Davis clinic right off of San Juan. And I went in there. It was off of, no, Madison, right next to Safe Credit Union. So I went in there, and I was having a lot of allergies, and I wasn't feeling well. And I just remember, I think it was after I had all my surgery done, where they took out the lymph glands and all the stuff that was all not right, the cancerous stuff, they took it all out. And when they do that, anytime you have throat and surgery, you're going to always have lateral swelling, no matter what, because when glands come out, you're always going to have that. So you constantly have to do certain things to help things to keep moving. But when they do that surgery, especially if they take out the tonsils as an adult, you're going to constantly have this feeling of swallowing, too much saliva producing, the sensation of can't breathe always. And then there's a medication that they give you that helps to dry up that secretion so that everything, all those tissues are not causing all this excessive amount of secretion going on. So I went into the clinic, and I was going in there for a check. I was having a lot of allergies, and I just was not feeling good. And I remember getting up from the chair to walk to the back when they called me. And as I was walking, my doctor was seeing me, and I said, I'm really not feeling well. And then I took in a breath, and I literally just felt complete collapse of asthma come in. And then I started crying because I was so tired and fatigued for what was going on. And as you're crying, that makes it even worse because you can't get your breath in. And so I just remember this doctor was just excellent. She just held me, and she says, get the cart, get everything ready in case we have to intubate. And she said, Felicia, look at me. I need you to take a breath. I need you to breathe. Just take a breath. And it was her voice. And the minute she said that caused me to just kind of sink down. And I got my breath back. And from there, it was like, okay, now I got to go to the ER. Now I got to, but then I had to get meds and everything to get back on track. So, but, I know what it feels like. So here's my thing about this. And the reason why I'm pulling this up, because I am literally getting concerned, and I'm literally finding myself watching people who are running with a mask on, and it's hot. I want you to think about this, because my teaching, what I'm going to bring up, some information, you're going to sit back and you're going to say, oh shit, yeah, what? Okay, so I'm watching people running, mask on. Okay, watching people on a bike, mask on, and it's hot. Okay. So I'm concerned, and I'm like, oh my God, this person, if you're out and you're doing activities and you're moving, please do not put a mask on unless you are going through medical, healing, chemo, immune system, whatever it is. Please, you have to really think, because you could pass out. Hypoxia just from doing that, and it's hot outside. Really, technically speaking, you shouldn't be running if it's super hot outside, because you're more apt to get heat stroke, and it's immediate dehydration of the body, lowering of all of your electrolytes, and then putting yourself into more or less state of respiratory, cardiac, those type of things that can happen to you because it's so heated. Right now, the air is already compromised with the heat, and now you're running and overheating your body. So I please pay attention to that when you're out in this heat. Another thing, if you are in your car by yourself, you don't have to have that mask on. They did not say you have to wear a mask while you're in your car. I want you to pay attention. Do the police officers have a mask on when they're driving their vehicle? Does the ambulance have a mask on when they're driving a vehicle? Pay attention, details. Do the firemen have a mask on when they're in their truck? They wait until they get to the destination to put it on. I'm saying this because it's hot outside, and there's complications that are going to arise between now and all the way up to September. So we have to be more wiseful of protecting our temples in a wiseful way as we ride out this energy of a man-made creation for an agenda. I've said it. I've spoken it. I'm giving you love. Anyway, I really had to say that because I'm looking at people, and I'm literally, oh my God. And then I heard in the UK from my favorite guy, Carl's, cracks me up. He even said somebody had found themselves getting into a pool, not a public pool, but a pool with a mask on. I'm like, who does that? You can't do that. That's automatic drowning yourself. What are you doing? Please, people, please stop doing this. You're such divine beings. You have this God innate being in you. Please push the button, God activation. Okay? Please push that button. Thank you. Let's just all wake up. Please wake up. Get out of your dream state. Push it, please. All right. Anyway, here we go. So, during doing my research because I also do feng shui. You know how I am about feng shui, energy of the home. This is driving me crazy. Boxes all over the place, and you know. So here's the deal. Did you know that you take in 2,500 gallons of air a day? Take that in. Yes, think about that. Now, let me say it again. You take in 2,500 gallons of oxygen, of air, a day. So we really have to pay attention to people who are in a mask for long periods of time, on their job, whatever it is. You have to protect your temple. When you start to feel kind of funny in the head, a little lightheaded, that's the time you need to go say, I got to go to the bathroom break, or I got to go take a walk outside. I need to get some breath. Take it off and breathe in deeply. Recirculate that air. I'm getting calls from people saying, you know what, Felicia, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm every time I look up, I'm yarning all the time. I'm yarning. Well, because when we yarn, it's all about our signal going up to our brain saying, hey, you need to take in more oxygen. Now, I just heard and I just felt everyone going, yeah, that's right. I'm finding myself yarning more. Feel a little bit more tired because I'm doing this. Yeah. So here, I'm going to share with you the energy I woke up with this morning. And I thought it was profound, and it was a message. Now, remember last year, and I want you to pay attention to it. We're in July, right? Okay. So last year, the year before last year, I remember saying in my yoga class when I was teaching, and I said, everybody pay attention. They're showing you how they're going to cut off the power in certain areas to prevent the fire from spreading. Okay? You need to be able to be aware of this. They're teaching you what they're going to do. Okay? They did a test run. Then, sure enough, last year, when we had the fire, they knocked out power for almost 4, 5, almost a week. Half a week and a half. Some people didn't have power for that long period of time because they were preparing people. Are you following what I'm saying? Preparing people. Okay, so driving on Monday, 7/7, okay, 7/7. I think it was a Monday or Sunday. On that day for 7/7, going up to Shasta, the sign was saying, your actions will protect others for COVID. You know, your actions. The board was saying that. This time going up to Shasta on a Friday, the little boards on the freeway were saying, wearing a mask, please wear your mask when you're out. Please wear your mask. Okay, so that was that first energy notification. Now, here's the switch up. You know how we are doing things where we're wearing a mask and then we're like this? Okay. Now they are putting little signs out, changing their post that we have to be like this. We can't be like this. It has to be like this now. And now in some places, they are recording it, having a recording saying of how you need to be wearing your mask like this. The reason why I bring this up is because the message I got is that next stage. And how people will say, well, if you don't wear your mask or you don't have a mask on, you can't come in. Totally get it. Now, what is to prevent and say you can't go in unless you have your shot? unless you have the chip. Do you kind of follow what I'm saying? So somewhere down the line, all of this has to start getting cleared and starts getting healed so that we can all stop living in this control factor, because we're moving up into a higher frequency. We're taking back our power as people, as human beings. We're taking it back. We're no longer going to let the energy keep running us into a fear mode, which is what I'm bringing this next attention to. We have to focus on the solution and not the problem at hand. We have to keep our focus on how we are creating our world for us to live in. And by all of us holding that thought of how we want things to change for the highest good, we want things to be for the best good, we can do that. We have the power to do that. We have the energy to do that. We have the wisdom, the divine right to create that. But it's shifting out of this fear energy so we can move into that energy of what we are creating, how we're doing it. This is not the time for us to be in a lower form of negativity when we need to really stay focused and keep our energy up. So I bring these things up, one, as awareness, two, to bring in that thought to get you to go, to think about it. That's why I bring these things up, because it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth of who we are as these divine beings of light, of who we are, having a human experience in this temple right now. Okay? So just remember, I said, we take in 2,500 gallons of air a day. So when we're out in nature, that's the perfect place to be, because we're pulling in all this wonderful ions, charge, and everything that we need, which is taking me to my next part. In Feng Shui, we have to look at how is our home charged with energy. Is it a positive charge or a negative charge? We respond better to a negative charge. And when I say negative charge, ions that are in the air, you know how you feel after it rains? That feeling after those charged particles hits the ground, those are negative ions. When you put on a salt lamp and you put it into your room, those are negative ions. Too much positive ions, and this is the kicker. I thought about this and I said, okay, positive ions, where would we get a lot of positive ions? Well, if you think about it, the winds of Santa Ana, that blows through California, and then the winds that blow up through the Reno area, those are heavy positive ions. They can make you tired. They can cause respiratory distress type of stuff. They can make you not sleep well. Those are heavy ions. So the way you're changing these type of ion charges in the air is you have to make sure you can spritz water through the air. That brings in the negative ions. Leaving your salt lamps on creates those negative ions. Having fern plants in your home brings in those negative ions. So it charges up your home with a different frequency. So the message I was receiving, and I said, well, that's how 5G works. It works on the positive ions, charges in the air, concentrates it. Anyway, what do you think about that? Just saying, that's what the message was. I thought that was really profound. So now I'm going to take you to the journey of what happened heading up to Mount Shasta on Friday. Once again, on that day, clear skies, no clouds. I thought that was really profound. I said, am I having another deja vu moment? So my friend and I were headed up there and we're doing our thing. And we get to the room, we check in, Strawberry Inn. So nice. We check in. Here's the thing. Now, I normally like to go to Stewart Springs because they have the hot saunas. It's a wellness center. They do the hot sauna. Then you have the nice mineral spring tubs to soak in, and you can soak in the tubs and everything. Everything's good. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Love it. Hooked on it. Well, they're shut down. They can have you check in onto the property to stay in the cabins, but you can't use sauna. You can't use the private tubs. You can't do that. So they had to shut it down. And the lady said, no, we shut it down permanently. I am seriously thinking to myself, what do you mean you shut it down permanently? She said, well, we had to shut it down permanently. I'm like, so I'm going to have to find out, what does she really mean by permanent? Is there a way around the permanent part to find out if it's going to be up for sale? Anyway, so we didn't stay there. We stayed at Strawberry Inn. So I was determined to have my Mount Shasta bathing in that water because it's so healing. I took a nice hot Mount Shasta bath. Yes, I did. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And yes, being who I am, I have my bubble baths with me and my nice warming sea salts to put in there. Come on. I have to make it very magical and priestessy and queenie-like. And what's a bath if you don't have your bubbles? And let me tell you something. When you're drinking, I'm already drinking some Shasta water because I brought some back. When you drink the Shasta water, then you're taking a bath. Yeah. Sunshine in the city. Dun, 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 dun. You're going to be like, so good. So it's so funny because I was so tired after the drive, and I get in there and I take the bath. My friend, she's on her laptop. She's doing her thing. And then I come out and she sees me and she's like, it was like, oh, I have awakened. And she goes, wow, did you enjoy your bath? I said, that's just a kind word. Enjoyed my bath. I loved my bath. You got to take one. She's like, what? I said, yes, you got to get in the tub. You got to get into the water. You got to go right now. So then I was washing everything out and I was drawing her water. And she was like, well, give me the bath. Put her bath bubbles in there. You got to have bubbles. You got to have bubbles. Lots of bubbles. Put the bubbles in. I put the salts in. I get the salts all in there. And I said, bye-bye. Have fun. Close the door. And then it was the same thing when she came out. She was like, yeah. I said, do you feel it? Do you feel it? Can you feel it? And she's like, yeah. And I go, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah, she felt it. And it just kept going for like an hour. We kept feeling this surge of energy for an hour. Beautiful. So go to sleep. And I start having this dream that I'm on a mountain. And as I'm on the mountain, I'm at the basin of the mountain, and it was like this white veil kind of opens up, and there was these light beings standing there, and I go, hi, and they're looking at me, and I said, why am I here? And I said, well, we know you're going to play your drum on the mountain, but what you don't know is there's a reason why you're going to be playing your drum. You're going to be doing some serious drum playing up here. And I said, oh, yay, I'm so happy about it. I said, we look forward to seeing you. And I said, thank you. And that was the dream. And they showed me the stone where I was going to be standing and, all of that. And I was like, okay. So when I woke up that morning, I was like, well, I already know what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be playing here, here, here. Okay, fine. So we drive up and go do the thing and get up there. And I go to the picnic tables. I got the drum and everything. Somebody leaves one of the tables. I go to the picnic table. I said, I'm going to do it right here. Now, I was already told where I was going to be doing it. But for some reason, I seriously thought that I should be doing it at the picnic table. Yeah, that didn't go over so well. Because there was so much wind coming up around that picnic table, it was like so windy up here. What the heck? So windy up here. So I couldn't even think about trying to hold the drum. I said, forget that. I'm going to be like doing this the whole time, and it's not going to be very good. And I heard very clearly, come to the rock, please. You know where you're supposed to be. But there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment you'll have to make. I go, what? So I said, come on, let's go. We got to go over to the rocks. So we go walking over to the rocks. And I start seeing people kind of planted out in certain places, meditating. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm like, well, I can't go over there. I can't go over there. I can go right here. There's big rocks. Nobody's over there. A lot of people around. What's going on? And I hear, there's a class going on. They're meditating. You have to go talk to the teacher. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking that this one guy who's sitting up a little bit closer to the rock that I was going to go stand on and start doing drumming, I'm like, maybe, I don't know. I'll go ask him. I'll find out who the teacher is. So I go up to the gentleman and I said, hey, I wanted to let you know I was coming up here to do some drumming. I'm noticing people sitting around. Is there like a class going on, like a meditation class going on? It's like, yes, there is. But I'm sure the teacher would love to hear you play your drum. But let me see if I can find him. So he looks out and I said, I think it's that one, or I'm not sure, in the red shirt. So I go to the one in the red shirt and I'm like, I don't feel like that's the teacher. And then the guy in the red shirt says, no, I'm not him. It's this one. And the guy, he was sitting in front of this big red rock. So I said, okay. So I go and ask him. He says, yes, love to hear your drum. As a matter of fact, this big red rock, you can stand on this one. This one has a lot of power in it and a lot of good energy, and you can sit in it. It's very powerful. And I said, okay, I'll be right back. So I go and get the drum and I tell my friend, hey, I'm going to relocate myself. And I got permission because I did not think, it's just consciously, I didn't want to disrupt what was going on. And I was willing to wait until they were done before I did any kind of drumming, because I did not want to bring the energy in if it was going to be disruptive towards anybody. That was not my intention. I didn't want to bring that thought form coming in. So he tells his students, hey, we have somebody here. And then he looks at me, he goes, well, weren't you here yesterday? And I said, no. He goes, I could have sworn you were here yesterday because I smell the same incensey aroma scent that's coming off of you. I smelled the same scent yesterday of someone that was up here. And they never asked me about drumming, but I saw someone that looked like you and had the same energy smell of this beautiful flowery smell. Now keep in mind, my Taino name is Niana. which is water flower. So I'm starting to think, I'm like, I think I jumped. I did some quantum jumping. So I come down and I find my rock, and he says, "You don't want to be on the red rock here?" I said, "No, I'm supposed to be on this rock right here that's shaped like a kind of like a heart in the ground. I'm supposed to stand here." So people come down. I said, "Oh, you guys don't have to spread out. You can just stay where you are. You don't have to gather around. Just stay where you are. I'm just here to send this medicine out to Oklahoma and Puerto Rico and let it surge on through California, as well as coming right back into center here and around the world, sending out some love energy and anchoring." Everyone's like, "Oh, cool, cool." Okay. So I get up on the rock. I take my shoes off, and I'm standing here saying, "Okay, here we go again. I'm going to do drumming on the rock. Here we go." And I strike, and I'm facing the mountain. And this moment was so wonderful. It just brought so much joy to my heart. I said, "Oh my God, this is what it means to just be in your passion, be in your moment, being of service and doing something that makes you happy." And it just brings song to your heart. And I just was on that moment. And all of a sudden I just got in that drum, I got into that beat, and I was just in it. And I felt this surge of energy. Now, I want to tell you something. There was a breeze, a wind coming through. Everything was kind of blowing. There was certain positions how I moved so I could strike the drum. Everything was kind of good. And then all of a sudden, it was like maybe like 4 or 5 minutes into the starting of the drum, it all of a sudden the wind just completely stopped, went silent. Everybody that was way down towards the park area with the tables and the benches and everything that were talking, whatever, just stopped. Everything just stopped. And I could just feel it was just stillness as I was drumming. I said, "OMG. The vortex has been activated." I said, "Oh, crap." And I just kept going. And I said, "Oh my gosh." So as I was doing it, then a little breeze came in, and then it would come out. Then a little breeze would come in, then it would go out. And I just kept going. I played for about 20 minutes. It felt longer. And the energy was so surreal. It was so powerful. It was just so healing. It was so connecting. I felt like I was joined into everybody's heart at the same time, all the way around, sending so much love out to Oklahoma, sending so much love to everybody that I was connected to and just around in that area. So much love. And after it was done, there was more people standing around listening. And I was just like, and cameras. I was like, and I said, "Thank you so much allowing me to play my drum," because I wanted to honor my message. And everyone said, "Thank you." And at the end, I sung a Chanupa song that is honoring of the sacred tobacco, as well as saying some beautiful healing words in light language. Now, here's the kicker. I never know what I'm going to do until I'm just doing it. And then Spirit says, "Do this, do this, do this." And I just follow through, just do it. And at the end, everyone was saying, "Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I really needed that. Thank you, thank you." And I was like, "Namaste, namaste. Thank you, namaste, namaste." And so I was taking out my camera and I was trying to shoot a video because I had problems trying to do it live there, trying to do things. And I was trying to get a little bit of video. And there was this lady standing off to the side. And I was like, And I go, "Hi." So I stopped doing what I'm doing. "You okay?" And she goes, "I just want to tell you, thank you so much." Here it comes. You ready? That drum just made me feel so good. It felt like it shifted something in me, but what got me the most, are you ready for this? Is at the end, after you sung the song And then I heard your words, these words coming out of you. I have been searching for so long to try to explain to someone when this happens to me, when I go through meditation or I go through prayer and I start speaking in another language or something and it makes me feel good and I don't know where it's coming from and I don't know what it is and I try to explain it to people, but nobody knows what I'm talking about. And I smiled at her and I said, darling, this is your light language. Some people call it speaking in tongues, but it's traditionally called light language, which means your sacred language that was given to you when you were designed in your soul. It's your soul blueprint, sacred divine language. And only you have that language. Only you can speak it in that dialect or whatever your dialect is. That's your signature. That's your straight communion to Creator. That's your signature. That's your true language. And she just got so smile on her face and a little bit of tears in her eyes. And she goes, I've been searching so long. Thank you so much for giving me an answer. And so she got my info and she says, thank you, thank you. And I was just like, you are so welcome. Because here's the thing. What if I decided I didn't want to go up to Shasta? I don't want to be bothered. What if I decided, oh, I'm too tired. I don't want to do it today. What if I changed my mind? Then I would have missed a perfect opportunity to interact with someone, to bring a message through for someone that needed that answer. Not only did that happen, but we're leaving. We're coming down the mountain. This is the part that gets me the most. And this lady and her family is walking up towards me. She has beautiful, like, purplish hair. And I was like, oh, her hair is like beautiful, like lilac purple. It's pretty. And she says, hi, oh, I'm so sorry we missed you drumming. Oh my gosh, I could hear the last part of it when you were pulling in at the car and we heard it and we're trying to figure out where it was coming from and now you're leaving. And I said, yes, I'm going to go down to another spot and go do some drumming, blah, blah, blah. And I see in her hand, she has this sage bundle that has these pretty little flowers on it and a crystal in it. And I'm looking at her and I said, well, what are you off to go do? And she says, oh, I'm going up here to go do a little bit of prayer and blessing and everything. And I said, really? I said, I like that sage bundle. And she says, oh, I designed these. And I said, what? She goes, yes, I'm the designer of these. I said, wait a minute. You make the sage bundles. Now, I know there's other people out there that make these sage bundles. They have different little things on them. One I think in Arizona, she makes hers. But this young lady is here in California. And I said, wait, do you sometimes put like these pretty purple flowers and yellow and then with the crystal inside of it? And she goes, yeah. I go, I said, stop the bus. Are you kidding me? And she goes, yeah. I said, I have your sage sitting on my altar right now. I have it sitting there. And I've purchased other ones for other people and I gave them to them as gifts. She goes, what? I said, what is the name? Because I never really paid attention to the name of everything. I just liked it. I should have paid attention to details on that part. And she says, healing gems. And I said, okay. So we got the talking and I met her family. And I said, you know what? I would be honored to do a little drumming for you and your family if you like, just to say thank you for taking the time to follow your dream and to be the one who's following your passion. She says, I love what I do. I love being able to find crystals and put the sage bundle things together and everything else. I said, I am so glad you do what you do, because look at this. Who would ever thought I would meet the actual designer of the sage bundle here on Mount Shasta? I said, this is insane. Her husband was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I said, yeah, it ain't crazy. But look how small this world really is. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what? So here's the kicker. They go ahead and take their place where they want to sit. And then I get onto a different little smaller rock. The whole family is sitting around. And I go ahead and start drumming, but I had my flip-flops on, and Spirit says, please take your shoes off. And I was like, take my shoes off. So I put the foot barefoot to the rock, and I started doing a drumming for them and the family. And it was such an honor to do that. It brought a little tear to my eye when I was doing it. And I was just like, thank you, Creator, for allowing me to meet the person who actually designed the sage bundle with the little crystals with it. And thank you so much for allowing me to meet her. This is awesome. And so after it was done, I turned around. There was all these people all around with their cameras and video. And then she tells me I went live on my channel, and there was like a huge amount of people that popped on watching you drum. And I was like, what? She goes, yeah, no, I'm not talking about a little. I'm talking about a few hundred were popping on. They were all watching you drum. And I was like, what? And I said, thank you. So we traded information. I'm so happy that we did that. And just a beautiful family, beautiful designer, beautiful in what she does. You can look her up on Instagram at Healing Gems on Instagram. She's awesome. She has wonderful products. She's just a whole being of who she is. It's just beautiful. And we went on about our business. They went on their hike. I'm coming down, and my friend and I'm looking and said, what's the odds of that happening? What is the odds of that happening? So here's the skinny on it. Like I always say, you just never know what you're supposed to be doing or where you're going to be and what you're going to be moving towards or why you're going to be somewhere, because you are participating in bringing in the energy for something or someone to connect with you. Synchronicity. And so I told her, I said, I will be back up here on August 8th, because Spirit already told me I have to be up here on August 8th. So I figured by that time I'm already going to be moved, got myself situated. I don't care. I have to be up there, booked in Shasta on the 7th. I need to be on the mountain at 8:08, playing, drumming. First strike of the drum is at 8:08 for the Lion's Gate, anchoring in all of this energy light from the March, the May, the June energy, tying it all in to that final pivotal moment right there. They already told me what I was going to be doing. My whole team is saying, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be here at this time, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So that is first priority on my calendar in August, is to have my butt up there on 8/8, striking the drum at 8:08 on the mountain. Probably on that same stone. Might be a different stone, but it's still going to be up there. So you just never know. And the rest is history. We made it back when it had a wonderful breakfast and then shopped and got back on the road, came back home. And man, I was just, the energy alone after doing the drumming, it was so intense. I literally, when I was sitting at the table, I was having what I call charged energy shakes. I was like, vibrating, drinking water. Was having my own private earthquakes. So I was shaking. I was like, dang, I'm just shaking away here. And then finally, as I ate, it started kind of settling down. And then when you're taking in so much of that and getting downloads, you have to recalibrate. So yeah, it was all about once I got home, the drive was like intense. Got home, got in the tub to try to recenter myself, and then laid down. I was out. It's out in dream world, running around helping people again. OMG. So anyway, lovelies, I had to come on and share that with you. Yes, I will be up in Shasta. And once again, I think we figured out a way how we can do it. But Instagram, I can go live on Instagram and do it, but I can't do it on the Facebook. Can't do it on there. No, I can't do it on YouTube because somehow my phone doesn't calibrate it right. I can only tape it. So I think we're going to shoot live on Instagram and do it from there. But I wanted to show this. Hopefully I could do it. See that? Isn't that so cool? So I'm going to tell you something. Where we got this from a little shop next door to Soul Connection. And it had the blue glass bottles in there. This is a picture that's about, I don't know, kind of big. And it was $400. I loved it. I said, I love you so much, but I cannot spend $400 on you. But I can spend $4 on this. I could do $4 on this. But I was just just mesmerized by this because it keeps changing. Look at that. It's so cool. $4. And this is from the artbyawakeningvisions.com. artbyawakeningvisions.com. So they do all these hollow prints. All right. I wanted to share that with you about the 2,500 gallons of air that we intake a day. And that how we have to really be consciously aware of our temples when we are feeling lightheaded, when we are feeling as though we cannot breathe, when we are feeling as though we need more oxygen. We have to take care of our temples. We really do. So being safe and knowing when you have to step out and just get some air, there's no crime against that. There's no crime against that at all. We have to think and feel our truth of ourselves. Don't forget that. Okay? All right, lovelies. I wanted to come on and share that with you and inspire you to make some nice, beautiful misting waters to put into your misting bottles. If you don't have those salt lamps, I suggest you highly get your salt lamp. You can also check out different machines that have ion charge to charge up those negative ions into your home. But it's now the game is on. We have to keep the frequency of our homes up as well as our bodies up. Okay. So I had to share that with you about Shasta. I thought it was just, it never disappoints me. Shasta never disappoints me because there's always a reason why I have to be there. There's always a reason. And I really don't understand how some people have never made it up to Shasta. You haven't gotten that pull. You've heard the word, but you haven't gotten that pull to go up there and to do some work up there. I'm just thinking, why not? You know what I'm saying? What you waiting for? So, I will be there August 8th, striking that drum at 8:08. That's going to be really early for me. Not really, but it's going to be early to be getting up, and I got to go up there, and you know. So yeah, just wanted to bring that to you. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I did do a post on Instagram, Priestess Michaela 333, on the reading for this week for from Sunday through Sunday, what the energy looks like. And just be the love you want to see in the world. Be so light. Much love to all of you. Thanks for being a part of the Be So Light tribe. Please hit the like button and subscribe and share. And I will be putting together another part 2 of Living the Quantum Life. Thank you so much for your feedback on that video. I've gotten not only just texts and phone calls, I've gotten emails of people saying, thank you so much for this information. I really needed it. And I really want everyone to love yourself and value yourself because you count. You have a purpose. You are divine. You are sacred. Be so light. All right, lovelies. I delivered it. I got to go now. So be good to yourselves. Bye.